Hey everybody, it's Karen with Food and Family. I am going to start some dinner. Now, I'm going to make something that I've never made before and you're going to help me create it, okay? This is going to kind of be a cross between a hamburger helper, which we all know what that is, and a goulash. So, first I want to get started with sauteing some onions, and I've got about a half an onion here that I had left over from a previous meal, and I'm just going to chop this up real quick. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of a rough chop is all we need. We're going to saute this, just let it get soft, and then we're going to add our hamburger in. I've got right around a pound. It could be just under, but right around a pound of ground chuck that I'm using. And it's some I had in my freezer, and I took it out and defrosted it so we could have it today. Okay, so I have a little bit of oil in my pan. I've got about a tablespoon of oil, and I'm going to get these onions started. You just want to kind of sweat them out a little bit. They don't have to be perfectly cooked. And if you wanted to, you could add them on top of your ground beef. Now, I want to get a towel. So, let's get that going. And I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. Now, when I salt it, that's going to kind of sweat the onions a little bit. And it's going to bring out their moisture. But that's okay. So, what I want to do now is just go ahead and add my beef. I'm not worrying about getting the onions cooked first. So, I'm just going to get this started, get it browned. We're going to break it up, and then we're going to add some more good stuff, okay? Y'all hang out, and I'll be back soon as I get this meat cooked. Okay, so I have my hamburger browned and drained. And if it's not completely done, that's okay, because it's going to continue cooking. So next I'm going to put in some roasted beef base. Y'all know that I love this stuff. So I'm going to put in about a half of a tablespoon. I want some good flavor in this dish. Then I'm going to add some roasted garlic. And I'm going to put a little bit less than that, about a teaspoon. So we're going to get that mixed around and oh, it smells so good. So I'm going to get that mixed around and melted in that pan with all this other good stuff. If y'all could just smell it right now, adding that beef and that garlic, if you've got the opportunity and you can, get you some of the roasted beef base. Better than bouillon, puts it out, and it is so good. And the garlic, they have all kinds of flavors. It is so, so good. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now, what I want to do is, let's see, what am I going to do next? I am using a boxed macaroni mix, okay? But I'm not making macaroni and cheese. I'm doing this my way. So I'm going to put those noodles in there, and let's stir them around. But we've got other good stuff that we're going to put in at the end. I just don't want to put so many in right now. But there is one thing I want to put in that I did forget, and that is some of these bell peppers. You remember a while back we cut up some bell peppers and put them in the freezer? Well, that's what I'm going to put a few of them in. And I really meant to put them in with the onions, guys, but I forgot. And they were sitting right beside me. But you put them in with your onions. You know, it'll be okay. It's still going to cook. Oh, and just add that smell on top of what's already smelling. Oh my goodness, I have got to scoot this up toward me a little bit more. I think you can see down in that pan, see all these beautiful colors. But we're gonna add some more stuff, but just not at this moment. Okay, so I'm gonna stir that around. Now, I have a can of Ro-tel tomatoes. I'm using Ro-tel. You can use just diced tomatoes, fire roasted tomatoes, whatever kind you have, crushed tomatoes, or if you have whole tomatoes, just kind of crush them up a little bit with your hands and put them in. And I'm putting it in juice and all. I don't have hot ones. I've got mild. You use whatever you want. That's what we like. Isn't that looking pretty already? So I'm going to stir that around just a little bit. Now, I have some beef broth that I'm going to put in here because I want those noodles to cook. And they're going to cook in here, and that starch from those macaroni noodles is going to give it such flavor. Now, that was not a whole carton. I had used some, but I just put about 2 cups of broth in here. If you need more, certainly use some more. So I'll keep an eye on this. And as that macaroni cooks, if it's getting too dry, I'll add more. But I do not want a soupy dish. So I want to start off at the end. Okay, so my beef broth is salty. My tomatoes are salty. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, but I'm not going to add a whole lot. Because, you know, those bases are salty too. But I am going to add black pepper. You put maybe 1/4 teaspoon, half a teaspoon of salt, and close to a teaspoon of black pepper. That's just going to make it taste so good. I'm thinking, I don't know, we're going to watch this. I might add a little bit of brown gravy mix. We'll see. I'm not making a gravy, so to speak, so I don't know. You'll find out with me. We're making this together. All right, let me get this simmering, and these noodles are going to cook 10 to 12 minutes, and I'll be back. All right, our macaroni has been cooking, and I've had it going now. Keep in mind on this little eye, it takes a little bit longer. So I've had it going probably about 15, 16 minutes. But you cook it just until your macaroni is done. Go by the package directions. So let's remove this. Can you see in that pot what a beautiful sight that is? And it's simmering. I don't have a lot of juice, which is what I wanted. Now, I decided not to put any of the brown gravy mix in it because I really want a gravy. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put some peas in. I have some frozen green peas. I just think it's going to dress it up, make it pretty, and just add a little more vitamins to it. You see how pretty that made that? Oh my goodness, I want you to see. Looky there. Look at that beautiful dish. Now, what I'm going to do now, I don't know, it might surprise you, might not. Let's get that stirred down in there. I am going to add 2 ounces of the processed cheese, Velveeta cheese. I know a lot of people don't like it. I do, and it melts so smoothly. That's the one thing I like about it. So we're going to stir that around, let it start melting, but that's not all we're going to put in it. You see this little cheese packet, the dry cheese packets that comes with the macaroni? Don't throw it away, don't waste it. We're going to put that in there. It'll just add a little something to it. See, we're starting to get all that cheesy goodness coating those noodles. Goodness gracious. And it's looking purtier and purtier. Now, I've got some mild cheddar cheese that's grated. And I know it's the package. You can freshly grate your own. I use this a lot because it's simple, it's easy. And I've got, that's not quite a cup. So I'm going to stir that in. Yeah, this is just looking better. I want you to see what it looks like now. Looky there. Isn't that gorgeous? A lot of colors in there, isn't it? Let's stir that in. See if we want some more cheese. We can't go wrong with cheese. And that's what you have to be careful with your salt, because I am putting cheese in it. And the bases were salty, the broth. I didn't have unsalted. I try to get it when I can. That way I control what I want. Looky there. You see that cheesy goodness. I think that's all I'm going to put in. That was the packet of cheese mix that came with the macaroni, 2 ounces of velveeta, and just under a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. I might put just a smidge more. I've got little packages here and there where I've used stuff out of. This is just some white cheddar cheese. And I'm going to add, I don't have much, so I'm just going to use it all. Use up what you have. So that way you don't have to make a special trip to the store. You may have everything already to make this. You know, you could use ground turkey. You could use ground chicken. I bet that would be really good in this also. Excuse me. There we go. Now you see that cheese. Okay, I want to dip up, and that's it. You know, the peas they're fresh and cooked, and as soon as they hit that heat and they start defrosting, they're done. So you don't have to wait on them. See that cheese? Oh, see that stringy cheese? That's what I'm excited about. I want to try this. Now, when I get ready to serve it for dinner, I'm going to add a salad for Pop Jones and myself. And I may make some toasted garlic bread to go with it, but you use whatever sides you want. You don't even have to have a side. It's got your meat and it's got your vegetables in it. You can't ask for much more, but I'm going to make a salad to go with it. Looky there. Isn't that gorgeous? You see that cheese stringing? Let's see what it tastes. I'm going to turn this down. My goodness. We did good. We did good. Now, if you're a cheese lover, you are definitely going to love this. You can leave out some if you want to, but why would you want to? All right, I'm going to go finish this. And I certainly appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to our days together, and I'm glad you joined me today. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate you all. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.